So when you look up redirection in the dictionary, it's defined as the action of assigning or directing something to a new or different place or purpose. So when we think about redirecting children, we are essentially wanting to direct them to a new or a different place or purpose. So what this essentially equates to is removing a child from one situation and directing them to a new experience and or a new discussion or headspace. So the new purpose could be the new headspace. So sometimes if there is a child who is struggling with the noise levels inside and they're getting frustrated with everything that's happening around them, taking them outside to go and look for a hat, to go for a walk, to go and look at a bird that you can see over on the fence is sometimes enough for them to shift their headspace, and then that then shifts their emotional connection to that. Sometimes it's having a discussion. So if a child is struggling with something, then saying, what's the problem? How can I help you? What do you need? Rather than just letting them get frustrated and then get to a point where their frustration leads to anger. Or sometimes it's actually moving them to a new experience. And there's lots of different reasons why you might be doing that. So what we need to be asking ourselves is, am I redirecting the child because I have had enough? So sometimes we actually say, you've been there long enough, go and do something else. Or that's it, no more singing, go do something else. Like, we shift the child away to something else because we've had enough of them being at the one activity, us having to engage with them at that activity. Like, how many times have you been playing a game with children and you've just gone, I can't play this game anymore, that's it, the game's, we're packing it away now. Redirecting children because they're having fun and they're enjoying the experience of singing songs or telling stories or whatever it might be, role playing, and you just can't listen to it anymore, so you shut it down. So quite often the reason behind it is not because the child has done anything necessarily negative, it's because the educators have had enough. Am I considering the needs of the child? Is what the child is doing wrong? Is what the child is doing dangerous? Am I letting the child know why we are moving to something else, why we are limiting it, why we are redirecting the child? Or am I just saying, no, that's enough, I've had enough, stop it, move on, go over there? Am I considering the safety of other children? If other children are not at risk, then do I need to redirect this child? If this child is doing something that is dangerous, then yes, there is a need to redirect their energy, redirect their thought process, redirect the resources that they're using, redirect the space that they're in. But if the child is doing something that is not actually dangerous and nobody is at risk, but it's just something that we hadn't planned, something that we didn't want to happen, something that has been happening for too long and we're sick of it. Again, there's reasons why redirection happens that is actually nothing to do with the children. And am I doing what is best or what is easiest? So one of the things we're going to focus on as we go through is the idea of redirecting children, not because of behavioral reasons as such, like they're not being aggressive or anything like that, but the way in which they have chosen to demonstrate their interest is not always the best way. So therefore, instead of actually redirecting that interest into something that's more positive, it's just, don't do that, go play somewhere else, stop doing that, put that down. Which is easiest, just to stop it. But you've then missed that opportunity to think about learning, to think about maximize learning, to think about that child's interest, to think about that child's needs, to think about that child's rights. So often you find, which is why I said that it's something that we can share with families, often you find redirection comes out of frustration from the adult. Where the adult has had a bad day, the adult is tired, the adult is cranky, the adult is not in the mood, the adult doesn't have the skills or knowledge to deal with the situation. So the adult shuts things down without an explanation to the child as to why, or without transferring the energy and the needs and the interests of the child into something that's more positive.